Motherfucking wizard.
Now in my younger days I used to sport a shag. When I went to school I carried
Oh yeah. Yeah, that old radio music had us feeling older than what we actually were. But I love that, motherfucking niggas with they hats back. Gold cap, G-Unit tanks on grown men, bringing 90s back. Yeah, I rockin' Helly Hansen, but I take that Pele blanket, go. Tupac, Hail Mary, good or hell yeah, when you hear us bumpin' dedication. Master B had niggas wishing they could run a nation. Masturbating the porno flicks that my brother gave me. Pop guns at age 11 that my cousins gave me. My uncle told me how Lynn Byers could have been that nigga. Wayne used to be that nigga, and I'ma be that nigga. And I was crazy about the street game. I love stealing cars, I love hitting broads, I love being loud, love being proud, love loving life, love being trife, love ducking cops, love picking fights. What up, baby? Yeah. Big ups to them niggas in the backseat, rolling up them trees, yeah. Big ups to them niggas in the backseat, rolling up them trees, yeah. Big ups to them niggas in the backseat, rolling up them trees, yeah. Big ups to them niggas in the backseat, rolling up them trees.
Ring.
Yo.
Yeah, Keys, era, Miss I'ma be fly till there is no errors. Where are you?
Niles P here for What's the Movement. We're on location in Philadelphia, City of Brotherly Love, in the October Art Gallery. Thank you for having us. We've got some beautiful artwork in the back. And I'm here with Chester, PA's finest, Keys Era. So glad to finally have you. For those who don't know, Keys has been, she was on Instagram at first doing some, promoting some stuff or whatever. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna write about you. I have a blog, I'll listen to your stuff. And I listened to it. And she just went from random, internet rapper to one of my favorite artists, genuinely, not just because I had to cover her. So, how are you doing, Keys?
I'm doing hella fun.
Good.
Chilling, relaxing.
Good, that's what's up. So let's get straight into it. You have your EP that just came out on Christmas, actually, 11. Yeah. So you told me once that 11 is your angel number. And I was like, oh, that's cool, that's what's up, angel numbers, yeah. I kind of don't remember what that is or even understand really, so explain significance of angel numbers and then 11 to you.
Basically angel numbers is, random numbers that you see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a message from your angels telling you, giving you guidance and light, stuff that, you've been noticing or really not paying attention to, kind of in and out. Well, it gives you that full drift, like, okay, this is what's going on, this is what you need to do and what to prepare for and everything like that. And at the time, my life, I was just like, man, I need some guidance and stuff. It actually came from my bros in Delaware. He told me about it. He was like, yo, look this shit up. And I was like, all right, so just think about what numbers that you see all the time. And I was like, okay. So as I kept looking at it, I just kept seeing 11, And at the time, everything that I was going through as far as my music and just finding my creative level, everything like that, it was basically guiding me, telling me yo, you're gonna do this, you're gonna be fine. So any numbers that you see repeatedly all the time, just Google it, angel numbers, and it'll come right up. And I promise you, it's a message in it all the time. It never fails.
Okay, cool. I mean, I think if I had to pick one, my angel number would be 3.
3.
So I remember when I was a kid watching a lot of basketball, all the players that I liked that watched had 3. So that's why 3's on my Twitter name and all that type of thing. If we ever make...
Oh yeah, I peeped that
There
shit.
you go.
Yeah.
If we ever make What's the Movement jerseys, I'm going to be number 3. I'm calling that out now, but we'll figure that out later. So basically, I noticed this about all your music, because she had a number of Lucy's out, and Lucy's are just singular songs where they're not going to be a mixtape or an album. They don't really, have necessary place. Just like a song you put out for, public enjoyment, generally for free. Every single song you've had so far that I've heard has had a purpose. A lot of MCs just have songs where they're I'm the man, I do this, I'm the best in Philly, I'm the best in the borough, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But everything you had has had a purpose. You on your lazy shit. You were going to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You were dealing with pressure. People were asking you why you high. All that type of stuff. So I mean, you've never had a song where you're just like, yo, the Flyest in the Era from Chester or whatever the case is. I'm a rapper. So was that was that by design necessarily? That everything was very purposely driven, or?
Yeah, it definitely was. Like, whatever I'm saying is definitely coming from the heart, or I try to look at it from a different person's view of what they're going on in their life. You know what I mean? Shit that they can relate to. That's really what it's about, you know, like, what can I relate to when I listen to this artist? You know what I mean? And then there's sometimes it's like, hey, you got the people that just want to turn up and not think about shit. So, I mean, either one that floats your boat, but that's my purpose with it. So that's why I like to do that.
Okay, cool. I mean, everybody here is a rap fan. Everybody's like a hip-hop head, especially me, if nobody else in the world, honestly. I mean, a lot of people, though, they just kind of like stay in fanhood. I know you talked about like listening to 90s hip-hop via your dad back in the day. How did you make the transition from like, oh yeah, I want to listen to Illmatic again, I'm trying to listen to Midnight Marauders, to like, yo, I could do this? Like, what started you really rapping?
Well, really, I just like the feel of it. Like, you know, when I was little, my dad would play it all the time, and I just like the vibes I got from it, how it just calmed me. I wasn't thinking about nothing, I was just falling in love with, you know, the rhythm and the beat. And, you know, I saw other people, and I'm just like, well, shit, I mean, if they could do it, shit, why not? So what happened was I was just freestyling in class, 4th grade, and it was like 4 of my friends.
Early.
Yeah, early. Yeah, and we was just like, yo, let's freestyle real quick. So we just started freestyling. I don't remember what the fuck I said. I really wish I did, but my friends was just looking like, oh my god, like, yo, that was nice. So I was just like, I saw their faces and I was like, yo, I could really do this shit. So that's when I started like writing and everything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you've definitely had some time. What was when did you first start getting into recording?
Oh, recording, man, that was like last year. Like, when I was like, alright, I really want to take this shit serious. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's just a lot of, you know, confidence is the key with it. Because if you don't have that confidence with it, then people not gonna feel it either. So like a lot of artists, you know, they'll ask me about how I feel about their song, and I'm just like, okay, I might say it's the best shit ever, but you gonna think it's trash if you don't have that confidence. Like, you know what I mean? So it's really not up to me, it's really just up to you. I mean, you're gonna get like feedback, but it's most importantly just up to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely true. Even with one of the things I do when I write, when I was writing your article, the first thing I did, she had 4 songs out, and I basically it was just like an artist feature, and because all of them had been out for a little while. And you were like, yeah, it's the first time everybody gave me an article. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm like, oh my God, this is her first article. I cannot mess this up. And then I was kind of like, you know, nervous about it. But at the end of the day, I was just like, you know what? You're a writer. Write. So that's what it comes down to. It's like, you're a rapper, then just rap. You write songs, write songs. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, don't make it into bigger than what it is. Even this interview, they were like, why are you nervous? Why are you bugging? I'm like, you know? I'm like, wait, I did this before. I'm good.
Right.
Alright, so basically, you being a woman in rap, this is something that always comes up, and this is something I really try to, have to like word correctly. Like it or not, you're a minority. Like it or not, you will have to deal with like certain things as you get bigger, and I think you will that men don't have to deal with. Because like being minority, like and being, you know, a black woman, they're gonna try to get over, and you were pushed into one or two things. You're either hypersexual, like Fox and Lil' Kim, or you're real tough, like, you know, Remy Ma or you know, Rod Digger. How are you? Like, what is something you would compromise for your art when it gets down to it?
Really just not being myself, you know what I mean? Because it really just starts with you, like I said, you know. People gonna feel you, like they gonna know, okay, I really feel this from this person. And then when shit change, you're gonna be like, well, what the fuck is this? Yeah. So it's just kind of like, you just gotta be true to yourself, you know what I mean? So me going a different way, like a different sound, like try to sound like poppy or some weird shit, I don't know. But I don't know. I just feel as though if you just stick to your sound, I mean, it's good to try different shit, but I really say go off your fans, because like, if they not liking it, you know what I mean, it's just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean, you're gonna be disappointed. So I say it's good to try different things, but if whatever your fan base is like really feeling and they felt it from the start, then you know what I mean, I say stick with that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember some of y'all might, when Nicki was like a hardcore rapper, she would like, you know, really have bars.
Yeah.
And then flash forward a few years later, she made Starships. So it's like, I don't know if we're getting a Keys era Starships remix part 2 anytime soon.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
you know.
I don't know, man. I just feel as though, like I said, you want to try different things and you want to see what your fan base like. You feel me? Like, you want to see for yourself, okay, my sales went down. Like, hold the fuck up. Like, yeah, my first album went platinum. I went popping. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just how the industry tests you too. They trying to see, okay, what can I do with this person? You know what I mean? So they try to like loophole you, pull you in different type of shit to see, okay, what can I really get off of this person? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's why people go into different type of genres. Like, oh, let's try some pop shit. Let's try this rock shit. Let's blend it in and see, okay, what people feel. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so basically you've had like a lot of songs out, and then you always tell me, because you had the song Juice that just came out a few months ago, and it was dope. A lot of people liked it. And then the EP comes out and Juice wasn't on there. Like, nah, it's just a song I dropped. It seems like you have a lot of songs and you're like, this will go on the EP, this will go on the mixtape, I don't know what. How do you decide what goes on what project goes?
If it's something crazy and I feel like, alright, the world needs to hear this.
Like, we can't wait.
Yeah, like I'm gonna drop it. Like, that's how I felt about Juice. Like, when I first heard the beat, I was like, oh shit, like, the Juice. I'm like, Juice. Yeah, like, and it just came to me like, yeah, whenever I feel like, if I can listen to the beat really fast and I get a chorus in my head, I'm like, oh, this about to be crazy. Like, I did the same thing with Pressure. So so I just was, I really love Pressure, that's why I didn't drop it. I really wanted to put it on the EP. But Juice was like, it was actually gonna be on not my EP, but my mixtape that's gonna drop this year. But I was like, nah, this joint crazy. I gotta drop it. Like, I was like, I gotta drop it. So that's what happened with that.
Okay, alright. Now, here's the thing, like when I become a fan of anybody, like I kind of have blinders on where I just see how dope the music is. Like you, any artist I like, I'm like, yo, they're good. Joey Badass, he's really good. Like it is what it is. And I don't, sometimes the problem with that is I don't see how other people like view it, or I don't get like outside opinions. How's your reception been from everybody else but me and our blog essentially? What feedback have you gotten? I've
got like great feedback. Like I was expecting like, you know, good, but like it kind of overshowered, and I just was like, damn, like, you know what I mean? So many people were just like, oh man, I wish it was more songs, I want more songs, and I'm just like, yeah, but I just wanted to see what I was working with, you know what I mean? I wanted to see, right, you know what I mean? Because I'm not just about to put out all this free music. Like, nah, I need to see where my audience is. I need to see if motherfuckers actually listening to the words that I'm saying. Right. So, that's what happened. Like, I just was like, I'm gonna do it like this, and if they fuck with it heavy, alright, I'm gonna drop this mixtape and it's gonna be more tracks on it. And the feedback was just crazy. Like, people were like, hit me up, yo, before anything, I play this before I meditate. And I just was like, damn, like, you know what I mean? And I got that a lot, so I just was like, yeah, I got them right where I want it. Like, this is exactly what I want right now.
Absolutely. Right. One of my favorite rappers of all time is Sean Price, rest in peace. And he made his last album that came out was called Mike Tyson. He's from Brownsville. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, one of the biggest complaints we had about that was, you know, the album's short. And I was just like, yeah, listen to it twice then in a row. Right. You know, you combat that really quick. So I mean, you've got fans now. You're building up a base. I see people hitting you up and stuff. How have your parents reacted to it? Like, what is their thought? Like, my little girl's doing music. How do you break that to a mom, an artist?
What's crazy is my parents don't even know.
Really?
They don't. Like, my thing was, like, both of my parents know that I love music. Like, as a child, they both could see it. You know, my mom would catch me fucking breakdancing and shit. Like, what are you doing? Like, singing Chris Brown songs. Like, I always was into music heavy, so it wasn't nothing that they was really too surprised about. And I would talk to my dad about it. He'd just be like, well, you know, I don't really feel comfortable with you maybe going there, bro. You know what I mean? Just because of, you know, he's a parent, and parents just want what's best for you for their child. You know what I mean? So they get a little scared.
You talked about that in parents too. Just parents don't understand. My dad won't give me a 9 to 5.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, and that just wasn't even for me. Like, that was for so many people, because so many people our age are going through that shit. Like, going to college, like, damn, what the fuck am I doing here? Then the next year, oh, I'm changing that shit. Then the next year, you just like, well, what the fuck? Where am I at? Like, I'm lost. Like,
life, really.
Right. like, and you just like putting on the front for everybody else, but it's really not who you are, like who you want to be. And at the end of the day, it's just like, well, all I got is myself. All I want to do is be happy. So what the fuck do I want to do? So like, you gotta look at it like that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, your parents gonna love you no matter what. I mean, everybody has their own life journey, so they still want to love you. You just gotta find yourself.
Right. I mean, I always say, like, sometimes if you let somebody else give you directions, you get lost. But if you find a way for yourself, you're like, oh, this is way easier than anything I really thought of. Like, what was the issue? Okay. So we talked about this, but just to let the people know that are watching this, who are your influences musically? Not necessarily who you like who made you sound like Keys Era that we know right now.
Really just like old school music. Like I love like Tribe Called Quest. I love Q-Tip shit, like Wu-Tang, like Method Man. Like I like that real like gritty New York shit. Like that's what I grew up on. So like I really love that shit. Like Big L, Biggie. Like that's one of my dad's favorite right there was Biggie. So like I grew up heavy on that. So I don't know. Like I love all those artists. And today like I love like listening to Wiz Khalifa, like fucking Currency.
Got you.
Who else I be listening to?
Spitter, good choice.
Yeah, like just chill shit. Cause when you high, you just want to relax and you want to let your brain just drip. Like you know what I mean? Who else? I listen to SZA. I love SZA music. Kendrick, J. Cole, like all in all, like those are the type of people I listen to.
Yeah, got you. I mean,
and Logic. I love Logic too.
All right. Yeah. So let's say you're able for maybe not your mixtape because I feel like you're working on so much of that already. It's almost done and you're just kind of tweaking here and there.
Yeah, I'm gonna make more tracks.
Yeah. I just assume you're always at work smoking or working on music pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm like, she's doing one of those three things or hanging out with friends. Like it's, you know.
Really, that's all I do. Like I don't really fuck with anybody. Really. I just be chilling.
That's how it has to be. That's how you get focused sometimes. When it comes down to it, like maybe not the mixtape because, like I said, you're kind of going pretty far with that. For your next project, let's say you drop an LP next, hypothetically, and you could get guests, and no one was too big or too like Hollywood to get on the track with Keys. Who would you want to work with on your debut LP, hypothetically?
I would say I really want to work with Nas. Like that would be crazy. Like Nas, like he really is a legend, and it's crazy because I didn't really listen to him like that at first, but like when my boyfriend put me on that Nas, I was just like, he was like, yo, you gotta listen to his lyrics, like really study that shit. So I was listening to it, I just was like, oh shit, like I really seen that because my dad really didn't play Nas, he was more the Jay-Z. Like he had all the Jay-Z's, but he played Nas every once in a while. But when I really listened to Nas music, I was just like, God damn, where the fuck I've been? Like I've been under a rock. Like so when I started studying Nas shit, I just was like, I really would love to do a song with Nas, Snoop Dogg, Wiz, Lauryn Hill too. That would be crazy.
That would be dope. We're being from Jersey too. We always go for Lauryn, come hell or high water.
Crazy, like I love her music. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's cool. You have like a short list because a lot of people when they have like their debut thing or any project, they're like, oh my god, I want to work with him and him and him and him. And then you see the track list, 15 songs, you might have one solo.
And it's just
and
like
overshadows everything.
Because it's like people want to listen to you. Like, you know what I mean? I could listen to all these other motherfuckers all day, but now what are you saying? Like,
exactly, absolutely.
Yeah.
Alright, so you mentioned a couple times, how would I put, herbal essences, ganja, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you got the dreads in. I gotta go like fake Rasta with it for the time being. What part does that play in your music, essentially? Like, what's your writing process like?
My writing process, like, I guess you mean like to set the mood, set the tone,
set the mood, set the ambiance or whatever, so you can get comfortable to write and record.
It really doesn't matter. I mean, the weed is good, you feel me? Like, it's a starter.
Right.
But like, it's really just whenever I hear a verse in my head or like I hear a beat or I just like, okay, I feel like writing. Or like a lot of times though, a lot of my friends that I do talk to, like they're producers, so they're constantly sending me beats. So I'm like always just like, okay, well let me just write a little hook or something to start it off, so when I really want to get into it, I already had something for it, like, you know what I mean? But, I mean, the weed helps, though, like, Bob Marley, if I ever want to write something, like, really touchy or soulful, then I listen to Bob because he has that vibe and he just puts you in tune with your frequency. So you just like, okay, if I'm feeling this, I know everybody else is. So like, yeah, I could say that, yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so you said you have a lot of friends that are producers, which is cool as far as getting tracks goes. Have you been hit up a lot since, you know, we're in the internet age, you on Twitter, you on Instagram heavy, and you interact with people, which is real cool. Have you had people from, you know, lost lands, like far away from, you know, Pennsylvania places, sending you verses, asking for features, sending you beats?
Yes, like, Europe, this dude from Paris.
Oh, wow.
This dude,
Global already, I mean.
Yeah, this dude in Italy, and Ireland too, was a couple people from Ireland. Yeah, they was telling me, I was like, I was just like, okay. It was like, they bumping your shit over here. I was just like, oh, really? Like, I was like, oh, okay. But as far as that, yeah, this actually somebody just emailed me the other night from Italy. He was just like, I'm gonna send you this song, and he was like, tell me what you think about it. And I made the beat myself and everything. He was like, I want to rap in Italian, but of course, you know, I had some English in there.
Yeah.
But I just was like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? So I love it though, because it's just like, people in Europe too, they really appreciate hip hop. Like they really love that shit.
And they start from the bottom too. They don't just jump in like, oh, I'm listening to trap music. They're like, oh, we gotta listen to Cold Crush Brothers first.
Right, like
and then you listen to Big Daddy Kane, and then like it's a plateau.
Yes,
so they start from the bottom.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like one of the producers, he's from Austria.
Okay.
And yo, like his beats are crazy. You would think he from New York or something because how he does it with the boom bap.
Yeah.
And he blends the '90s shit with it. It's just like, oh shit. Like the song "Greatest" that you heard on that was on that radio interview.
Yes.
He made that beat.
Okay.
Yeah, like that shit was crazy. Yeah. So I'm gonna definitely be working with him more too.
All right, cool. I mean, so far, except for maybe your earlier tracks, this is gonna be a two-part question. You had a couple of dudes with you, we saw like UE9 on your stuff. Like, well, the first half is, were you at one point part of a crew? Because you do a lot of your stuff solo dolo. And the second part is, when you're going to have some either singers or other rappers on your joints. You're good so far single.
Yeah.
Like that's cool, like just you solo, but when you're going to expand, and what was the UE9 thing about? You don't mind asking.
Nah, it's cool, man. It was just, I was in a group with a couple people.
Right.
And it just wasn't, it just didn't fall through. Like it just didn't go as planned. Shady stuff was going around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People wasn't on the same vibe, so I just was like, skirt. I got skate. Like it's not. It wasn't the right, you know, little circle for me. So I had to expand from that. What was the second? Oh, the second question.
Like when you're gonna have some
that's crazy that you said that. Yeah, cause I'm actually right now, before I drop my tape, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually working on different EPs with different people.
Okay.
Yeah, so
like joint EPs almost.
Joint EPs. Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Got a lot of stuff to cover. It's gonna be tough keeping up. We need more staff people. We need more writers. I want to do it all, but I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share the juice with others. So.
Yeah, like one of my New York friends, Brendan, he sends me beats all the time. Like he's crazy with the beats. He reminds me of like Kanye West, like how he's so versatile with beats, and he raps also. So we gonna do an EP.
Alright.
My other bro, Keem from OG Clan in Delaware, we're gonna do an EP together too.
They always try to put people in two different categories, like you're either trap or you boom bap, or they don't like each other, blah blah blah.
Right.
You kind of have the thing where you're just like so chill. There's no like, you know, there's no like real putting you in a category. You just kind of do what you do.
I love it. It's crazy. Like I'm glad you said that because a lot of people can say 90s, but then they like, nah, but when I listen to your shit, it feel like today. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm happy about that, and I'm glad people don't put me in a box of that, because I like different beats. Like the next stuff that you're gonna see that I'm working on, y'all gonna be like, oh shit, well it's definitely like today type sound, but it's like the feel of it is gonna be, you know what I mean? You know, that type of feel I get. So I just was like, okay, people really gonna see like the different type of beats with it. Like it's not all boom bap. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I was I was kind of thinking about before 11 came out, because you had a little delay in it. I'm like, wait, I wonder how it's gonna sound, because a lot of times when people do like the 90s type beats, you notice all the organs or the whatever you call in the background will sound like Bonita Applebum.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do like kind of like a Dilla sound, which is cool. But I'm like, wait, it's just gonna be like, you know, 5-6 tracks of that. And then you came sounding like Digging in the Crates crew, like some Big L type beats, the horns or whatever, which is cool. How do you avoid being pigeonholed when you make your things?
I just be myself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the Big L, I love Big L samples. Like I peeped that a lot. Like I saw like a lot of producers were putting in the Big L sample because it was like the song I did hip hop, that freestyle, and then Pressure. It had that same horn. Yeah, and that wasn't intended, but like when I had found the beat Pressure, I just was like, well, fuck it. Like, I don't care, this beat.
So that's two different producers that
yeah,
kind
it was
of
two
like
different producers. Cause the
allowed
other,
that independently. That's what's
yeah,
up.
because the other one was the hip hop freestyle was actually made by the dude that did Christ Conscious by Joey Badass. Yeah,
nice.
like he made
Very
those
nice.
beats.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had a YouTube up where he just put his beats up, but I think he deleted it just because like he just like, well, fuck it, what I got put my shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like he getting paid now, so I was just like, well, shit, damn, I'm gonna miss his beats, but fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? It's other producers that have that type of sound too, but his shit is really nice though.
All right, so here's another thing I always notice because I follow a lot of beat makers and hip and rappers and singers or whatever. There's a pandemic, there's a sickness. Everybody thinks they could get stuff for free. They'll be like, yo, I want to work there, I want to work with you, blah, blah, blah. And you'll be like, okay. And they'll be like, could you do it for free? Or like, you'll say, what's your budget? And they'll be like, budget? Like, it's a foreign word. How do you deal with people who try to like leech off of you because you're very talented, you're new?
God, listen.
How does that work?
That's so annoying. Like, at first, you know, I was cool with it because I was like, alright, I'm gonna work with different people, I'm gonna see what's up with them, I'm gonna try to be friends, you know what I mean, trying to be nice, but then it just got fucking out of control. Like, I just was like, can you check this out? Yo, I wanna collab with you, can we do this, can we do I'm just like, what the fuck, like, it just happened crazy, like, everybody was just asking me shit, but what I did was, this is like, you know what, I'm gonna stop stressing about this, I'm gonna just start charging people and calling it a day, because I'm not about to do all this shit for free, meanwhile I'm trying to do my shit too. But, you know what I mean, like I love it though, just because I like helping people, you know, I'll actually listen to people's tracks and get them feedback, because a lot of people just, like I said, just need that confidence to try to find something like, okay, what can I work with, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean, that's cool, but sometimes I just be like, alright, this is too much, I'm not an A&R, you know what I mean? I'm still working on myself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean, I'm a down-to-earth person and I'll give you feedback on it, you know what I mean, regardless, but I do charge for features and stuff now. I'm not doing it for free now.
I mean, it makes sense, there's bills to pay, everything costs money.
Right.
So you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm glad you mentioned feedback overall, because when it comes to your stuff, I imagine like you're doing a lot of stuff solo dolo, which is cool. But when you need to give to somebody, who gives you feedback in your life? Either just friends and family, your boyfriend, producers, who do you go to like, is gonna tell you the truth and not be a yes man?
That way.
Okay.
My boyfriend.
Okay.
Like, he gives me really good feedback on stuff. He just tells me like, okay, this shit might sound repetitive, or don't sound like this all the time, like try to switch it up. And you know, I listen, I be mad at shit, like, what you mean this shit not fire? But then I'm like, okay, alright, let me listen to it again. And then like I'll hear it and I'm like, okay, I see what this person's saying. I would also, who else do I send my shit to? Oh, I send it to my cousin. Me and my cousin like this, So I send her my shit like all the time. I let her like, yo, I got this new track, listen to it, you know what I mean? And I send it to her too, frequently.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
the homegirl, okay.
Yeah, just people that I just keep in my circle, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I do that too. I'll send like a lot of things out. And I have one friend, shout out to my homegirl Sade in Detroit. I know she's watching, so send it to her. But like she will, honestly, hey, she's like the first person. But like everybody's like, oh, that was cool. Or some people just don't say anything because like my siblings be busy. But she'll be like, this kind of made sense. You could have worded this better. You misspelled that. I'm like, oh, wow, let me go fix that. It's good to have people like that, like in your circle, that can tell you the truth.
Yeah, tell you the truth. Like, yo, this shit alright, but you need to do something else. Like you need people like that, like, because you just can't be putting out trash. You ain't gonna put out all your damn music, you know what I mean? Some shit you gonna make is gonna be ass.
You even had you had a song too. It wasn't, like I say, it was bad at all, but you had a song that came out that was on SoundCloud for like 5 minutes. It was like Juice and the other one. I forgot. I think it was like Rollin'.
Oh, that shit.
You had it, and then I was like,
this is
nah.
Cool. Like,
but Juice was markedly better. Like Rollin' was here, Juice
what
was here.
was like I said, I make a lot of tracks.
Yeah.
So when I first did that track, it was when I very first started recording.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I noticed that too. It was like echoey.
Yeah, like it was like I was like, oh, I gotta take this shit off. Like, this shit old as hell. Like But I was like, nah, I'm gonna scratch it, because like how I sound was like, you listen to my shit now, you be like, oh, that's a totally different sound. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, nah, I gotta take this shit off. But my cousin was just like, yo, drop these songs, because they was unreleased. But I just was like, nah, it's not really my sound game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm still trying to create and trying to find different levels where I could reach.
Right.
So that's why I just was like, you know what, let me just throw it out. Let me just put it out, fuck it. And then I was listening to it, I was like, nah, this shit trash.
Like, I'm me at this point.
Yeah, like it's not my sound anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. I mean, one of the things I noticed about you too, because I literally got on from the beginning. Like, you had one SoundCloud thing. And the little artwork with you with the short hair and the thing was lazy.
Yeah.
First single, Keys Era.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, this, I guess the first single then, ain't nothing else I really gotta read. But you got like, I noticed from your songs, like you keep adding stuff. Like, you know, in baseball pitchers, they'll be like, all right, now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna throw a curveball this year. Or whatever, and you keep adding things, like first just like, I'm a lazy shit, then you kind of do the double time flow, then you sing a little bit on your hooks.
Yeah.
What, like, how do you choose what to add, and what's the next thing you're gonna add to your arsenal, really?
Really, it's just the feel once again, like the rhythm, the beat. You gotta
calls for.
Right, and like what I want to work on is just singing more, like harmonizing with the beat more, like for instance, like Wiz Khalifa, you could listen to his shit, right, and he'll be rapping all fast, and then he'll slow it down and sing with the beat and harmonize with it. Like that's something that I do need to work on, like just work on that. Just get more feel of it and let it flow, and then just be like, okay, this is what I'm gonna say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've done a great job with that so far. It's been pretty good. Yeah. So, the last question that is mandated by contract by my editor to always ask, which I'd ask anyway, but in different words. Name of the blog is What's the Movement? Right. We're always moving forward. We're getting better, doing next things.
Right.
So, what's Keys Era's movement? What's the next thing you have going on? What's coming out? What are you doing next in music?
Man, my plan is to release more videos, music videos, drop a music video to every, track off the EP. Like, that's my move, so people can look actually like, oh, this is what she looks like. Oh, this is her YouTube. Okay, I'm about to check this person out. Okay. I mean, what she wear? How she dressed? Like, how she, you know what I mean? Like, because people then be like, okay, well, let me sing her this shit. I see she got a style. Let me sing her this shit. So it's kind of like your image, and then working on my image more. Cool. Get my subscribers up on YouTube. Build a stronger fan base, and just keep, knocking out. Just keep making some crazy ass shit.
All right, you mentioned the mixtape real quick. What's the mixtape called as now? What's the working title?
It's still Soul Food right now, but
okay.
I'm probably going to change it, like I told you.
Whatever works, whatever feels good by the time you release it.
Yeah.
Some cool artwork and stuff. Alright, so for all of our fans, that was Keys Era. She's got a lot of stuff coming out. We all like her. We will all vouch for her any day. So be on the lookout for right.
What's up?